If you ask a man what's romantic to him, he might say watching sports together or sex.
If you ask a woman what's romantic to her, she might say no TV or distractions and connecting with lots of talking.
Yeah. Men and women have very different ideas of what romance means to them. Romance is not something that has to fade over time. Your love can be vibrant and exciting for the rest of your married life. This morning I want to tell you the secret of having a rust-proof marriage and staying passionate in your relationship with your spouse and also with God, and it's called romance. Now, this is one of the least understood issues in marriage, is romance, and I want to help you to understand this because it's so important. And it's something that it protects our relationship. If your relationship is rusty this morning, romance completely takes all of the emotional rust away. It renews your relationship, but it protects your relationship. It's such a powerful force, but it's something that so few people understand. I decided one time years ago that I was going to do a message on romance, and so I started studying on it, and I opened the dictionary, and I thought, well, surely the dictionary is going to tell me what romance means. I opened the dictionary, and it looked up the word romance, and it said, see romantic. And so I looked up the word romantic, and it said, see romance. That's like a dictionary trick. You know, they don't want to just admit, I don't know. So a lot of people believe that romance is just for women, you know, women and strange men. And, you know, have you ever gone like into the romance section of a bookstore and you see all those romance novels there? You don't see men in there. You shouldn't. Don't ever go in there. Even with your wife, don't go in there. You'll never come out the same. If you ever see a man in the romance section of a bookstore, don't go in after him. But just stand at the edge and stare at him. And when he looks at you, go. He's in danger. And a lot of people believe romance is just for men. Listen, men have the same need for romance that women do. And a lot of men will say, oh, I don't need that. Well, a lot of people believe it's a feeling that you can't control. Well, and a lot of people would say, I'm just not the romantic type. Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. It's not a feeling. It's something it's a behavior that you're in control of, and every person needs romance, whether you realize it or not, and every person can be romantic. You're always romantic when you meet each other, whether you realize it or not. Some people believe it's a seasonal extra. In other words, it's for Valentine's Day or our anniversary or when I'm in the doghouse or something like that. It is the daily essential of a good relationship, in our relationship with Jesus and our relationship with our spouse. Welcome back. We're talking in this program, huge issue of how to keep romance alive in your marriage. Romance is a huge issue. It's an important discipline. It's not just an extra or a seasonal thing. It really is critical every day. One of the things that we always hear from couples that have strong marriages is they have a date night. Mm-hmm. And this seems to be, really and truly, it just kind of dawned on me one day. I had heard couples talk about their date nights, mm-hmm. but it seems as though the couples that are happy the longest have disciplines and habits. Mm-hmm. And the way that I say it is, it doesn't matter what you can make happen. Mm-hmm. It matters what you can keep happening. Mm-hmm. In other words, you may have a very romantic trip. You may have a very romantic meal, but those things come and go. What can you keep happening? Mm-hmm. And I think every week you ought to have a date night, a time when you work to be together. Mm-hmm. We did several things, Karen. One of the things that we did, we walked together in the mornings. Mm-hmm. For about an hour and a half. We still do this pretty regularly. Mm-hmm. And we would talk for 45 minutes and pray for 45 minutes. Huge benefit to our relationship. We had regular times that we went out of town. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't have any money, mm-hmm. so we stayed in some pretty crummy motels. Mm-hmm. But we would, every 5 or 6 weeks, we would make sure the kids were taken care of, and we would go for a night or two by ourselves. Huge issue.
And you've said this before, but if anybody's busy, we're busy. I mean, we're very busy people. And we had young children, and we had, jobs that were just constantly taking our time. And then the stress of life, it could just be so overwhelming. Right. But you're exactly right. If you don't prioritize those times with just the two of you, just the two of you, and it is the key.
It's more important than anything else. It's more important than, work, friends, anything like that. And you just have to, it's inviolable. You just have to make time for your marriage that you're not going to give up to anybody else. And your kids are important. There are other important things, but you have to just make it not the last thing that you get to if you can, but the first thing you're going to get to, and everybody else is going to have to take their place. Unfortunately, Karen, we're out of time. Okay. But we hope that this program has been helpful to you today on keeping romance alive in your marriage. We'll see you next time. God bless you.
Thank you for joining us. Experience the life-changing series, The Indestructible Marriage, on CD or DVD. Looking for your next great book? Start reading instantly with Marriage Today's ebooks, now available online. Marriage Today's latest book, Happy Happy Love, will supercharge your marriage with practical tips, wisdom, and inspiration for every stage of marriage. Visit happylovebook.com. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.